What's up, YouTube? This is Billy, aka Colorado Sling Blade, and today I've got some content for you. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to introduce to you my good friend Bino.
How you doing? I'm Bino. I also live in Colorado here, and pretty much just a big geek, and I love cameras, so...
There we go. So, which brings us to the next point, because today, while we are going to talk about some stuff that is Slingshot related, we're going to talk about some stuff that's not directly Slingshot related. It's kind of indirectly Slingshot related, I guess. So, yeah. So, a couple things. It is October in Colorado, and it is cold. We got our first snow a couple days ago, and my rule when I picked up a Slingshot a month and a half ago was, if it's not snowing and it's not raining, I'm riding it. Well, I have taken a slightly different approach to that. I am still driving it, but it is like 38, 39 degrees outside, and I'm just not having it. So
just wear a hat, come on.
Well, I got a helmet on. I guess that's good enough, right? So today what we're going to do is we're going to review this really awesome this item. I'm not going to quite give it away yet, but it's this item that we purchased, or that the channel got for recording video, both mainly of the Slingshot, but you can use it for anything. I bought it for the Slingshot just because I like to do video editing stuff. People use it to video their dog, I guess, or their kids, whatever. I'm sure I'll use it for that too. But what we are doing a video on today is Smove. That's right. So, what is Smove? Well, that is a good question. So, they do some fantastic advertising on Facebook, and they just kept throwing it in my face and throwing it in my face, and I kept watching the videos until I finally just broke down to buy one because I'm interested. I am currently filming this on a Panasonic GH4, and we were talking earlier, and the image stabilization on that camera is horrible. It's just not good. So, if you want to spend... I don't know. If you want to spend $500 or $600, this is the gimbal for the GH4. It's a Moza Air, outstanding gimbal. We'll probably do a video just on this one, probably sometime later. But right now we're not. And I just tell you that it's big. Yeah.
These are different class. You get a gimbal like this, you need this for a DSLR camera because you're talking cameras that weigh pounds. But these kind of gimbals, like the Smove ones, are made for cell phones, GoPros, little tiny cameras, because sometimes that's the preferred method. If you just need to whip something out of your pocket and take a video or something that's not going to get in the way, you're not worried about attaching all kinds of microphones to it. Sometimes these little cameras do amazing work.
They do. So let me ask you before we get started, what was your first cell phone, Bino?
My first cell phone
First
ever?
cell phone. Talk to me. One that had a camera.
Oh, one that had a camera.
Yeah, first cell phone that had a camera.
I want to say the first one that had a camera was probably a Motorola Razr.
The Razr. I remember that. If I'm not mistaken, it had like a 1.3 megapixel camera on it.
Oh yeah, it was top of the line. I ran over it with my car and it still worked.
That's impressive. Mine was the Droid, the one with the slide up keyboard. It was like all touch screen, and then you could just slide it up, and the physical keyboard was underneath it. That was a good phone, but times they have changed, and so now we're looking at well, my phone now is the Samsung S9 Plus. You know, what are you using?
I've got the S7 right now, but if we're geeking over technology, I have a Google Pixel 3 that will be delivered to my house sometime in the next week or two.
I looked at the Pixels. I do, but the Samsung has got me because I use Samsung Pay so much. It's saved my butt so much time. I know Android Pay, but Samsung Pay is just... I don't know. I'm just kind of partial to it. Plus, I can control my TV with it, which is nice.
Yeah, that's always a fun time.
But I've heard a lot of good things about the Google Pixel. So,
and I'm a sucker for the Google stuff. We've got the Homes and the Chromecasts and stuff everywhere. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go all in. If Google turns to some evil company, then I'm hosed. But I welcome our new robot overlords.
So talk about portability. So the Smove is nice, and we're going to go over it. We're going to fire it up, give first impressions. This is nice because it is portable. So you can throw this in a backpack. I've even told you can actually put it in your pocket, though I don't think I'm going to do that. And you can just quickly carry it with you. So if you want to get some good motion shots, and you're not having to, you want to use a GoPro or you want to use your phone, you can. I mean, we're looking at, this is the newest, best camera system that Samsung has. It's 16, 18 megapixels on the back and 5 or 7 on the front. 4K resolution at I think 60 feet per second. So, I mean, it's great. It is. You can't discard the technology and the video technology that's in phones today, because I mean that's
especially for point and shoot stuff. Because when you're looking at a GH4, a DSLR camera, if you put those in the auto mode, you're not getting half what the camera can actually do. But with these nice cell phone cameras, they're made for auto mode. They're made for just point in that direction and record it and make it look good.
Exactly. So let's see how good Smooth does. Now you have, while I'm opening this, you have used gimbals in the past, correct?
Yes, I'm really excited about this because I have a DJ Osmo 2 that I use at work.
The Osmo 2, yes.
Which I saw at a trade show and absolutely fell in love with. Oh, hey there, buddy. We got a friend joining us.
Today.
But the Osmo gimbal has pretty much changed my world as far as making cell phone movies, because it eliminates any of the shaky cam. If you want to walk around and do something, talk to somebody, follow around, it makes everything look like you've got a tripod or a professional cameraman floating around with you, more or less.
I had the original Osmo and I liked it. I guess I didn't find myself using it as much. In hindsight, I kind of wish I would have kept it, but I have used the Osmo, the original one, and I liked it. It worked good for me, never had any issues. You're seeing the Osmo 2, and your wife, does she use a smaller one?
She has ordered actually the Zhiyun version of the small gimbal, so she hasn't actually used it yet. Hers is getting delivered to her work.
Now, the difference though in the Osmo and the Smooth is the Osmo has a dedicated camera. Now,
not the one I have. They have.
Oh, you have the mobile. Is it the mobile?
Yes, the Osmo Mobile.
The Osmo Mobile.
Same idea. We plug a phone in.
Same. Okay, great. Also, Moza Mini Me, I believe is what it's called, has one. I mean, everybody makes a gimbal, right? So you can get. You get what you want, and everything has some different features. This has a couple of features on it that we're going to talk about that I really like, or I like the idea of. We're going to see how it works once we get it put in. But the packaging is nice. This is it here. So, the Smove Mobile. Their gimmick is it transforms into a selfie stick. So it's got a telescoping handle that goes up, and it does a couple of other things too. So, pretty nice packaging. Price on par with just about everything, I think. So I paid, total with shipping was $179. There's some cheaper things out there, but
and they have the different versions too, right? They've got.
They have the Pro version. Yeah. So they have the mobile, then they have a Smooth Mobile Pro. I don't know. The Pro was more, it's like $229 or whatever. I didn't think I needed that, so we'll find out. So let's see here. And it took them a while to get it to me. It said 3 to 5 days, but it took them more like 6.
Well, it's all the Facebook ads, because I too have seen the ads in my feed every day for months. And I've been like,
I don't know what they pay Facebook, but I can tell you it's a ton of money. And every time you look around, Smooth has got like, put this promo code in there. And there's like 4 different promo codes. What does that? They don't even tell you what that gets. It just here, put FB in or summer or whatever.
You know what it gets? It gets you to go, yeah, I need to buy that right now.
It is.
I'm going to save $20? I'm a fool not to buy it.
Wow, man, that is. So, yeah, some marketing genius. So we'll just dump a bunch of money into Facebook before saps like me will buy it, right? So, well, I'll send it back if I don't like it. Joke's on you, Smooth. All right, so we're opening it up here, and it is a little styrofoam pack. And, it does have a carrying case, which is nice. Sorry.
It's good for it.
User manual, whatever we want that. Who needs
Hey, no.
We don't need a user manual. Come
sometimes
on.
that has some important stuff, but I'm going to grab it.
Never has important stuff in it. You only look at that when you can't figure it out.
I'm a nerd. I like to know things.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Okay, so before we get started, we have a little wrist strap. You ever use a wrist strap? You ever use wrist straps?
I put them on, and I very rarely ever use them.
Yeah, me too. I don't.
Does this one come with a stands to put it into?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right.
This is an unboxing. Good morning, Jesus. So this
I'm excited, right?
So this is a couple of cables here. Looks like micro USB. Oh, there's a USB-C, which is what my phone uses. Something I don't see on here though, and maybe it's on there, is a lightning cable. So iPhone users, we'll see. You might be out of luck on this. We'll find out. I don't use iPhone. I think Apple's the devil. I'll always have. So we'll see. So yeah, a couple cables. We figured those out. Strap. What is this? This is a.
There's the tripod for it.
Yes, the tripod.
Those are very handy for if the features pan out like I'm thinking they're going to pan out. You can just set that on a table and have it follow you around. And also, if your arm's getting tired, because I will say this does not weigh a lot, but even a small gimbal like that, the way you have to hold it, you walk around a convention or something for 5 or 6 hours, but at the end of the day, you're like, man, I got to work on the guns a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's what's got the telescopic. You can hold it out longer, so it's not so bad. Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, try to hold the damn Moza, man. That thing's. So we have a tripod screw in, which is plastic, but it's light. And then we have the guitar-shaped case. I don't think there's anything else in here. No, I don't see anything else in there.
I do appreciate the simplicity.
Very, very
like,
simplistic.
There's 4 pieces.
That's it. That's what you get. Alright, so we're undoing this little half case here, and we're breaking out the gimbal itself. Huh. Now, it does say in the reviews that I read that you're supposed to charge this thing fully. We're not going to charge it fully. Why would we do a silly thing like that, right? We're going to try it out. So I like this for a couple of different reasons. One is this has got a 2200 milliamp, mAh?
Yeah, mmH, yeah.
Milliamp, whatever. It's got a battery in here that you can use, and it charges your phone while you're using the gimbal, which is fantastic for people who are constantly charging their phone. I charge mine all the time because I use it all the time. But and it also adjusts to fit not only cell phones but GoPros, which I like. I use my GoPro.
Yes, that is one knock I will have on the Osmo Mobile. It will fit the phone in the box, and that's
it. Well, you can't adjust it.
Not very much. You got a little bit of give, but
DJI, you gotta get with it, man. So, excuse me. So I'm excited about this. Not necessarily for right now. I mean, I'm excited now, but coming up, we next year, my family and I are going to Belize, and we can't take drones because Belize doesn't allow drones without this really weird permit that I'm going to do some research on. But I am not going to have customs take my drone. So I probably will just take the gimbal. The one thing right off the bat that I don't like about this that the Osmo has is that this moves a lot. The Osmo locks into place. So it's a lot more steady when you're holding it and you're locking it. The different axes can lock and kind of holds it into place. But if you're keeping it in the case, I guess it really doesn't matter. So on here we have, there's a USB plug, there's a trigger.
Is it a removable battery? Is it all internal on this one?
All internal, I do believe. Yeah, I think it's all internal. Yeah, you look at it. What do you think? So, a quick start guide. Charge your SMOVE. Number 1. Check. Insert and balance your phone, which we're going to show you how to do, and then power on. And then happy smoothing, it says. Now, there is what it says to do. Why don't you pull the telescope straight up? Is it? Don't turn it. It says don't twist it. It just pulls straight out.
Just pull straight out.
Just pull straight out.
So just enough to
kind of give you a little bit of an angle. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's for self-facing video. That's actually probably really handy.
Well, it would be for rear facing too if you're trying to get like low to high shots or it makes sense.
I'm with you. Compared to the Osmo Mobile handle I have, this part feels a little cheaper, I guess, because it's plastic, but it's also lightweight. And when I think, this feels cheap and plastic, I would have to do something pretty hard to break this plastic. Oh. It's not going to snap in my hand just because it doesn't feel metallic.
And if it does, well, SMOVE, you're going to get a call. I don't even know what the warranty is on this thing, but you're still going to get a call or whatever. Unless I run over with a truck. So, case card. Now, going back to the charging cable here, it doesn't look like, or it looks like to me, that it's a mini or micro USB.
and it's got the little rubber gasket cover. Not my favorite thing in the world for that, but there's not a whole lot of options in the world, because I guarantee if I had this, within a month that little gasket would just be gone.
It would be. So here, actually I thought it was 3 cables. It is not. So we have micro USB to micro USB. So for those of you who have a micro USB phone, which I think your 7 has micro USB.
It sure does.
Yep. And then my favorite is micro USB to USB-C. Big fan of USB-C. And I think the Pixel has USB-C. It's the new industry standard, USB-C, which is nice.
Yeah. Go blow your mind. Go look at the speed differences in the USB-C versus USB 3 versus USB 3.1 versus the old USB 2.
Oh,
we live in a wonderful world.
Yes. And then this is what appears to be the charging, just rail and micro USB. No big deal. Okay, so let's balance this puppy.
All right.
So let's see. This is the USB. This is where you plug in the cable to charge your phone if you want to. So we're gonna slide the phone in. You know, I'm gonna leave it in the case just because. It's spring loaded.
That would be a plus too, because the SMOVE Mobile one, it will not take my iPhone with a case on it.
Oh, it won't. So the first thing it does say though is you do have to. Well, I guess you don't have to use it, but Smove has an app that you can use.
Wait.
Yeah, I probably should have downloaded this app before we got started, but that's okay.
How big is the actual app?
26 megs. That's not super
bad.
big. Let's see here. All right, so we're gonna find the Smove app here. You know, first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this thing back in here and I hope that the phone doesn't crash again. We'll see.
That is an odd.
It is well, but it's not with every phone. I mean, I hate Bixby. Damn it, freaking Bixby, man. Okay, so okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put it the other way, or it's gonna crush those buttons.
Yeah, it's gonna crush. Bless it. But that's okay. Because maybe I can leave it enough room to balance it. We'll see.
We'll see if it does.
We'll see if it balances it. So yeah, it's definitely going to go port side towards the motor.
So it's very, very similar to the one that I've got there too, which was pink. Is that also eliminates with these phones, unless you have Bluetooth, you have like a microphone to plug in. Like, how do you plug that in? I gotta use a Bluetooth one.
Now, I learned something new the other day. Do you know that the Rode mic that we're using on the camera here also makes a cable that will plug into a Samsung phone? I did not know that. It's like $15. Yeah. So if you wanted to put mount an external microphone, which
there's actually a more ads I've seen. There's a whole place that's like called Gimbal Matters or Gimbal something. All they do is make gimbal accessories that you can actually get a mount for these kind of gimbals, and it kind of puts a mount between the tripod and the bottom of the handle, and you can attach on something else. So you can put a microphone holder or a light holder to have all the stuff hooked onto the bottom of the.
But then
you start putting that much stuff on there, and then it defeats the purpose.
Exactly. Okay, so I put it in here. We're gonna level it out, but I put it in here. It looks. I guess, you know what, but realistically, it has to go this way, because if not, the camera would be
covered up. Yeah.
Covered up. Okay. All right.
And so, the most you can do, what I've learned for the big one, is if you get this as balanced as you can before the motors start on, the longer your batteries will last.
That is correct. He is very correct, because that means the motors have to work less and less. Now, I'm told, according to reviews, that this is just like a.
About all you're gonna get of that one. You've got one of the big phones too. Like
I do. It's the Plus, so it's a bigger phone. But
it'll be interesting when the next generation comes out, because these all came out when the biggest phones were the iPhone 7s when they designed this. Like, okay.
Well, but I bet this is really if you wanted to charge it. So I'm just, what I'm gonna do? I don't need to charge it because I have plenty of battery. So we're just gonna take this off, because I don't like the way that. Stop that. We're gonna push it all the way in.
That's.
Oh, now it's too far. Is it this way? Does it say which way? Yeah. Here. No. No, that's too far. More. Right in the middle. Look at that. I think that's probably it.
That's pretty darn good.
That is it.
As one thing, if you ever use one of these gimbals, you do have to basically play this little balancing game almost every time you use it. unless you take your phone directly out of it, set it on the table, and don't touch it, put the exact same phone again, you would take it somewhere, you move, adjust something, and you've got to do the little readjustment game every time you do it. But
okay, so what I did figure out was that you cannot, on a bigger phone, the S9 Plus or maybe the X, the new one or whatever you're using, you can't really utilize the charging port for this on the phone, which I found to be a little disappointing. Or maybe you can, but then the gimbal works really weird. So, okay, so where are there? Let's see, this way goes up. Okay. No, that's no. I don't want to do that. What in the hell? I want to go back this way. Okay, we're gonna power it up and see what happens. So power and hold it up. Okay, that one. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, well there you see it. There's oh, look at that. Yep. And then a selfie stick here, and you can. Whoa.
And all these take, I think it's like 1 or 2 times out of what it takes to master shooting video with it, because once you realize that you're not actually just turning things,
no,
you just give it a little turn, a little twist.
You really just twist the handle and twist it back. It's really,
and you look how smooth that is. I mean, you're jerking it around pretty good, and that phone is still just like butter.
Like butter. Okay, so let's fire the app up. Hardy har. Smooth, he says. Okay.
Well, this function for that face function, one of my favorite things, is if you need to record a video by yourself, even with the face function, or if you put the telescoping out, you can walk, and while you're walking, you can hold it out in front of you, and you don't have to pay attention to make sure you're still in frame, because it will just keep your face in that frame no matter where you're holding it.
That is impressive. I like it. I like it. You know, we're going to do some more footage with it, but overall this is just a quick introductory video on what we like. So we've talked about things that we do like. What are things other than this charging damn cable don't we like? What don't we like about this?
Well, it feels the cheap plastic, which is a personal thing, and I don't like the rubber gaskets, but again, there's not really much of a better option for that. It's either there's gaskets or there's not gaskets, and the ports are open all the time. And it has the same problem of the charging port. If you have a large phone, you can't charge the phone while you're using it or plug in an external microphone or anything like that.
Yeah, is the microphone... Oh, the microphone's on the bottom, but is it covered? Oh, yes.
But workaround to that, if there's a Bluetooth microphone that you can finagle into it, that might solve that problem.
Potentially. I'll have to do some research if I wanted to do that. But if I want to do that, then I'll just use the GH4.
That's true.
This isn't that bad. So, different ISOs, different weight balance. You know, for me, I think the things that I don't like about it is the same. It is a very plastic, cheap feeling gimbal. But again, if it does the job and it holds up well, then so be it. I don't like the charging port issue. And the phone has to go this way, obviously, for the camera. So. Yeah, I mean,
I do like the tripod. The Osmo Mobile one I had has a little stand you set it in instead of the tripod.
That was
I hate the stand.
I did not
because
like that
if you have to hold it with the stand, you get yourself carpal tunnel trying to hold it the right way. If you take the stand off, it's big enough that you can't just shove it in your pocket. You're I've got to carry it around.
Yeah,
I would give this tripod a definite one up over that part.
Well, and it's nice because it's removable if you want to use it all the time or whatever. Now. Something else that I like is it has a plastic cheap feel to it, but it's light. I feel like I can hold this for quite some time.
And the actual parts that move, there's metal in there, and that part feels much sturdier than the handle.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And those are the parts that are much more important.
Now, can you?
Oh yeah.
Can you? Oh yes, you can.
And I believe with the Smooth, can you set the Smooth to do vertical video as well if you want?
I think you can.
I believe that was one of the options.
Well, I have to get used to that, but it will work. Yes, you can. So settings. Let's see what's in settings here.
The app looks a little more intuitive than the DJI app. Because that will be another question: is how long the battery lasts on this one.
So they say pretty like 6 to 8 hours. I mean, this thing is pretty impressive. They say once it's charged.
I'll give that an impressive. The Osmo Mobile one I had comes with 2 little batteries you can plug in there, and if I'm actually using it,
what, 2 hours maybe?
Probably 40 to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And batteries are coming. That's why I was so amazed with the big one, the Zion that I got. It said it's like a 50-hour battery life. I'm like, baloney. I walked around FanX Salt Lake for 8 straight hours, and the batteries were still perfectly strong. And the gimbal was on that entire time.
That's awesome. So, in a nutshell, we haven't filmed anything with this, and so that's coming, and you'll see that in the video, at the end product. But first impressions on the gimbal itself. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it probably. I don't know. B plus.
I think it would be B plus. At very least, it's as advertised. I was worried with the Smove, with all the advertising, that it was going to show up like, wow, this is trash. Why did anybody spend money on this? But it looks to be on par. Seems to have a quality that we expect for buying a gimbal in that price range.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, man, this is a quick, down and dirty, hey, we're going to film some stuff, and I'm going to get a chance to really test it out. I want to do some slow-mo stuff. I want to, put it alongside, just comparative purposes, against the Mozo once I actually learn how to use that, because that's a bit complicated in itself. With that, anything else we do?
I don't think so. I'm just excited to just go play with it now.
Play with it, yeah. Let's go shoot a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's it. There we go. All right, guys. Well, listen, thanks again. Vito, you've got a channel, right?
We do. We have a Get Geekish channel. We got a YouTube channel, do some podcasts, and just geek out about pop culture and nerdy stuff. Because
I mean, who doesn't like nerdy stuff? Really, technology, nerdy stuff. I mean, kind of go hands in hand, right? Really. So I'm going to put Vito's information at the bottom. Subscribe. Go check out his podcast. Go check out his Instagram. They got some big stuff coming up. I think you guys are going to really like it. And hopefully, if Vito's had a good time today, we're going to include him on some other stuff that we've got going on. Funny story. We talked about Slingshot a little bit. I texted Vito before all this got started. I said, hey, just out of curiosity, can you drive a 5-speed? And Bino's response was, well enough to get to an emergency room. So
I had to learn how when I learned how to drive. I just hated it. So I had to drive people home. When people have a few too drinks, I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive your car home. Just don't be mad at me if it makes a few noises here and there.
That burning smell, it's just, no, don't even worry about that. Big things coming up, guys. Super big things on the channel. Again, thank you all for watching. We're going to try to cut this down so it's not super long. We'll get Bino back up here to do some more. Winter content's going to be a little slow, but I will do my best to get with you guys. We're going to get with Slingshot. We're going to be headed next year to Slingshot the Rockies down in Colorado Springs. We're going to try to head out and do Slingshot in Las Vegas as well. I'm not sure we're going to make that one, but we're going to do our best. But until then, we're just going to provide the content that you guys want, and hope you really enjoy it. So again, if you like what you see, subscribe, click the like button, and we'll see you guys next time.